Are you living as who you should be and not who you really are? In this video, I wanted to share about some tips and tricks on living as a very unique individual and living to maximize your potential. This topic matters to me because for a very long time in my life, I've been living through this blueprint of life, trying to live up to people's expectations because other people or the society tells me to. And, for a lot of the times, there's a reason why our society is a way that it is. But a lot of the times, I feel like it shouldn't get into the individual level where we are all told to do this. This is how life works, and this is who you will be. Even though we're all human, but we are all individually unique to each other. So hopefully you will find this video helpful and some tips and tricks that I'm about to share with you on living to your max potential. I want to encourage you to live as yourself. Now, some people might think that, oh, what a selfish thought to live as yourself. It can sound selfish to some people, but I want to clarify in this notion of living as yourself. This does not mean that I want you to be rebellious of your beliefs, or I don't want you to be rebellious of anything. I don't want you to be selfish. This is not about being selfish. This is about listening to your own inner voice and listening to your preferences, listening to what draws your attention, listening to what you truly want to get out of with your life. Because we all live once. And if you have something that you wanted to do in your life, better to try and achieve that, right? Or else you're going to feel regret in the future. So what living as yourself, it's self-awareness plus self-choice. Let's work on our self-awareness a little bit. And once we have our self-awareness, we can then make choices based on our self-awareness. So let's talk a little bit about why a lot of people lose themselves living under expectations, pressure from society, things that the society marks in our life from an early age that we are supposed to follow this guideline from point A to point B to point C until we retire, until we die, things like that. The first reason why I think many people lose themselves is the expectations from those around them. Friends, family, society, teachers, you name it, right? There's a lot of people that around us that tries to mold us into what they think is the best for us. And don't get me wrong, most of them come from good intentions. They want us to live good lives. They want us to be happy. They want us to, stay healthy and all of that. But what we gotta know as an individual is sometimes, we gotta take their advice with intention, right? We gotta be conscious about what they're telling us and make choices that fits your preference. So let's say if my family wanted me to learn piano, which was the case, right? They wanted me to learn piano at an early age. And sometimes it can feel forced. Sometimes it can feel like I don't want to do this. I wanted to hang out with my friends instead. But I enjoyed music. I know that from an early age, I enjoyed music, and I know that learning something is hard. It's not going to be easy. So I put up with it, right? I continued to go to my piano lessons because that was my personal choice. That was my personal preference too. And now that I am, learning how to make music on Ableton, DJing and all of that is because I had a passion in music. So that aligned with my self-choice. But a lot of the times, expectations from those around us probably will not fit into our preference. And it is important for us as an individual to recognize that and stay true to your own preference. I want you to stop following someone else's timeline because their timeline is not going to be the same for you. You have your own timeline. That's their timeline. You can't replicate someone's life. We're all born into different families, and it is important for us to recognize that we are unique in our own timeline. And it is important for us to follow our own timeline and compare to only yourself from who you were yesterday. There's also a society's template for success. Now, that's a little controversial, but I'm pretty sure you've all heard it. Go to school, get good grades, get a good job and all of that. But if you think that doesn't work for you, it's important for you to recognize that. If you feel miserable in what you're currently doing at your job, it's time to make a change. Instead of settling into what you don't like, instead of settling into things that drains you, I think it's more important for you to recognize that and believe that you have the power to make a change. You have the freedom to choose. I know it's going to be different for people. It's going to be different for each and every one of us. If we look case by case, it's going to look different for you. It's going to look different for me. I am privileged enough that I have choices in life that I can make. And I understand how sometimes people don't have room for choices. It can feel like we are out of room to choose. But, I also don't feel like I'm in the position to give advice. But I guess what I'm trying to say here is whatever situation you're in, if you're not happy with it, try to find the beauty of the process and try to ask yourself if this is what you want out of life. And if the answer is no, try to think about what are some low-cost ways for you to break out of that situation, break out of that mindset, and think about what you have in your basket that you can still pick, right? Because a lot of the times we have more options than we think. At one point in life, I realized that I wasn't being myself. And I want you to take a pause right now and think about the choices that you are making in life. Are you being yourself? Are you hiding who you really are because you are trying to follow someone else's timeline? You are trying to please other people. You have a fear of saying no. That was me back in high school. I was a big people pleaser. I had an extreme fear of saying no. So I kind of got myself into situations where I just have too much carried on my shoulder. I have way too many responsibilities to attend. I have way too many people to please. And during that process of people pleasing and not saying no, I truly lost who I truly wanted to be. And once I realized that and made choices that aligned with who I want to become, life got easier. I'm not saying that it's easy now. It's still hard, but it's hard in different ways. It's hard in the ways that I wanted to achieve. It's hard because I wanted to achieve this personal goal of mine. And achieving goals in life, that process is hard. But I am no longer struggling to, being in a hardship of trying to please people. I'm no longer struggling to say no. And once you are consciously making choices for yourself, even though you're going to face more difficulties, but all those difficulties are for you to overcome for yourself. It's no longer for others. And I think that's very important for us to know and be conscious about. I want to encourage you to figure out what you want in life. And I know that a lot of the times it doesn't come naturally to you. You don't know what exactly you want to do. You don't know what exactly you want to achieve. You don't know who exactly you want to become. And that is okay. Life is a journey. And even though I have my personal goals right now, even though I am, working of becoming my best self, I know that things don't stay the same forever. And there are going to be changes coming up in the future. And I'm okay with that. So be okay with change. But in the process, think about what your preferences are in life. Think about what draws your attention. Think about what you are interested in life, and take a moment to sit with yourself, write down things that you enjoy doing in your life, and think about if you wanted to have a career in those things. Sometimes passions is better stayed as passion, but sometimes they are great for a career. Sometimes they are great for a life choice. Sometimes they are great for a lifestyle. For example, I want you to do some simple self-reflection exercise to find out who you want to become, to find out the goals that you wanted to achieve, things that you wanted to do more of, and see what small steps you can incorporate into your life to work towards that goal. For example, for me, I've made a promise to myself that I will continue my content creation journey until the end of time. No, just kidding. I don't have an end date to how long I wanted to make content for, but at least for now, I have a promise to myself that I'm going to make one YouTube video per week, and I'm going to stay consistent until it is time to do something else. I don't know when, but I enjoy doing content, so I'm going to create content for my audience constantly. And once I figure out that's what I want, I would have to make choices that helps me to stay consistent in my goal. For example, I'm here in home filming, and my friends are out there hanging out with each other like they're having fun. And I really wanted to be there because it's always fun to hang out with my friends. It's always fun to go out to see a movie. It's always fun to check out this new farmer's market down the street. But if I have to make if I have to make content for my audience, and I've made that promise to my audience, to myself, I've got to make choices to achieve that, right? So even though as much as I have FOMO for missing out on a date with my friends, I still have to make the decision to stay home and create content because this is the promise I made for myself. And I know for a fact that my future self is going to thank me for putting all the hard work that I am putting in today. So find your goal, anchor that goal, and make small daily actions towards that goal. And your future self is going to thank you. Trust me. I know I kind of touched on making small steps towards your personal goal, but let's really dive deep into how exactly can you make those small steps towards your goal. These are micro steps that we can incorporate easily into our daily routine. So let's dive right in. First of all, I want you to try to say small no's to people. It's hard, it's so hard. We all are faced with many choices in our daily lives, and we only got 24 hours per day. So if you have stuff on your plate that you wanted to work on towards yourself, we're gonna have to make decisions to say no to some of the requests coming from people. It's hard, but try saying no if you don't feel like doing something you're asked for in life. Probably not at work, but in life. If you are being requested to do something that's gonna take up many of your time, that's going to take up your energy, try to say no. And trust me, it's not going to be the end of the world, and people are going to be fine with you saying no to them. And once you said no, you literally just got back a couple hours of time to yourself where you can work towards your goal, and it feels amazing. Also, try to follow your natural rhythm, right? If you already have stuff planned for your weekend, if you wanted to make content for the weekend, if you wanted to make music on Fridays, do that, follow that, and don't get distracted. Try not to get distracted. It's such a good feeling whenever you've completed something that you have planned for yourself. It's like a rush of dopamine, right? After every workout you done for yourself, it feels great. It's the same for the small steps that you've had towards your personal goal. Once you've completed the small steps you have planned, it's going to feel amazing. Build routines that reflects your identity. For me, having a strong morning routine helps me prep my mind for the day. It helps me set my mind right. It helps me build a good headspace for me to tackle my personal goals for the day. And I encourage you to build a routine like that too. If you are someone who relies on routines, having a routine can really help you stay on track to your personal goals. Also, I want you to set boundaries gently. Nothing crazy, like don't block yourself out from the world, but I want you to have boundaries, right? If we want to stretch a little bit and, go relax for tonight, that's fine. That's totally fine. But if we are gonna go all out and use up all of our weekend to do leisure activity, if that's something that you don't want to do, better have a boundary for that. But if that's something that you wanted to do for this weekend, that's fine too. Maybe because there's an average of 4 weeks, 5 weeks per month, and if you wanted to use this weekend to do completely leisure activity, that's fine too. I sometimes do that. But if that's not what you want, better to have boundaries for that. So to wrap it all up, our lives are made out of small choices we make every day. So to really live as yourself, try to be conscious about the choices that you make every day. Are you going to wake up early? Are you going to wake up a little bit later? If you're going to have a wraps for your lunch, if you're going to have a sandwich for your lunch, if you're going to have a workout in the evening or in the morning, it's all of these small choices that we make in life that make up our days and make up who we are as a person. So a lot of the time decisions can be made unconsciously, and that's fine. Like if you've already made a decision unconsciously, that's fine. Try to be more conscious about the daily choices you make in life. Whenever you're faced with options to make decisions for, ask yourself, if I'm making this decision for myself or for someone else? Today, I want to encourage you to make a decision for yourself and yourself only. Because hopefully making choices for yourself is going to help you live as an individual and not living for someone else's timeline, not living under someone else's expectations. Hopefully this exercise can help you become better at living as an individual. And if you need more words of encouragement, I make motivational content on my channel where in the last video, I talked about how to not feel regret later in life and not wait on time. So if you're interested in watching that video, I'm going to link it right here for you to click. And on my channel, I also document my life journey as someone who works full-time at Disney and trying to build a passion of DJing and music production, running a small baking business, normal life stuff, documenting. This is a growth channel. So if you are interested in staying motivated with me, grow with me together, highly recommend you subscribe to this channel. And until next time, I'll see you there. Bye.